How's it going, everybody? This is TweaK here, back with another episode of Budget to Best. Today we're going to be having a look at the HK-416, which has probably been, if I had to guess, probably the most requested gun that I've done so far. So let's get into it. The very first one we're going to be looking at here. Nice little gun. Definitely nothing wrong with it. 66 vert recoil, 173 on the horizontal, with 63 ergonomics. Pretty respectable stats, and I think you guys would be pretty surprised to find out just how much this costs to build. This is a very, very, very cheaply modded HK. So if I go in here, I go to buy parts, you're looking at 43.7k, give or take. You're literally just adding the RVG, you're adding the bus stock, a PWS, and a hollow sun. Of course, the hollow sun is optional. You can put on whatever optic you want. It is totally up to you at the end of the day. And then as far as like other attachments go, like lasers and all that other kind of stuff, you can kind of put whatever you want on there if you want to add an X400 or something, but I just left this bare bones because the hollow sun does come with a built-in laser. So yeah, obviously the old ergonomics and all that's going to change when you put, you know, bigger mags into it and stuff like that. But if you're running the HK steel mags, you're looking at 66, 173 with 60 ergo instead. Whereas if you load it with the PMag, you're looking at 51 ergo. And then, God forbid, you put a Stanag in there and it goes down to 48. So just keep that in mind. Depending on what mags you're using, you're going to screw with the ergonomics of the gun a little bit. So you guys know the drill at this point. I'm going to go take this into factory. I'm going to give you guys a look at how it performs, and I'll see you guys in there. All right, and here we are on factory with our little HK loadout. Got a little green laser on the hollow sun. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember when the hollow sun used to be bugged, where other people couldn't see the laser. Thankfully, that is not the case anymore. So let's go kill some scavs. This gun in particular, this is a really, really good budget labs gun. If you just have a HK laying around, you want to grab a couple of, you know, maybe 60 rounders with M995 in them, you can spend the money that you would have spent on modding the gun on better ammo and just use this in labs. But as you can see, it has that little bit of initial kick. And then other than that, all you want to do is pull down. It does kick a little bit, which is a little bit unexpected for running a HK. Because, like, I think when people think of HKs, they always think, oh, zero recoil. You know, super meta, fully modded, 300k spent on the gun or whatever. But not particularly with this setup. You just got to keep in mind that there is going to be that little bit of initial extra kick. Just because of how the gun is modded. But I also think, just because this gun was only, you know, let's say you found the gun in Marked Room, or, you know, I don't know, you found a HK in a weapons crate or something like that. Just dropping 40k onto it. Definitely worth. Definitely worth. It definitely helps as well to crouch before you start shooting, just to tighten up that spread a little bit more. I'm going to just rattle off a few rounds over there as per usual. I left the door open this time, but it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, again, with most guns, high initial kick, give it a sharp pull down, and then as you'll notice, like when the guns get better, we mod them better. The spread will just get tighter, and the initial kick will be a little bit less every time. So with a little bit of practice, it's pretty easily managed. Bear in mind, my recoil control skill is maxed, so sorry about that. I wish I could give you guys a more accurate representation of it, but that's just how she be. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that the gun is really good. The recoil is definitely manageable. You get prone with this thing. It's a laser beam. Crouching definitely helps quite a bit as well. But yeah, for 40k, you really can't complain. If you want to run a 5.56 weapon, 40k, you can't go wrong with this loadout. So we're going to back out of this raid. We're going to jump onto the second mid-tier HK. And here we have it. This is the Worth HK number 2. We're looking at 51 vertical recoil with 136 horizontal recoil, but this time with 74 ergonomics. So I'm just going to open the old preset menu here, and I'll give you guys a look at how much it costs, what kind of mods we got on there. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, there it is. I didn't think it was going to show up. So this time we've gone with the ST6012 compensator. We put the M-Bus sights on there for the extra ergonomics boost. We've got the holographic sight on there as per usual. You guys can decide whatever kind of sight you would like to put on it. You could very easily put like a ranged optic on this, no problem. like a Valde, a hammer, whatever. Whatever you like yourself, a delta point. In the hammer, just use that for like up close. Or you could run the Elkin. You could really run pretty much any optic you want on this. As long as you're tapping from range, and then kind of mid-range, you can get away with spraying down the scope. I went with the X400 as per usual, because it's a laser and a flashlight built in together. We went with the RK1 with the Gradas, and we went with the bus stock again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing super crazy. This build, all in all, is going to cost you about 120k. So we're getting up there. This is a pretty decent mid-priced HK. So for 120k, you can't really go too wrong, to be honest with you. You can forego, you know, the Magpul or the Embus sights. You can maybe forego the pistol grip as well. But I would definitely recommend the RK1 with that compensator for sure. And then the Embus, I mean, yeah. I mean for 120k, I think this is a pretty reasonable variation on the HK. It's way under half the price of the full meta one, and it only costs 80k more than the cheapest one that we have here. So this is definitely a really good gun. Really good at CQB. It's going to, again, be a good labs gun, good factory gun. But you can also take it to places like customs. It'll excel in dorms. And then again, like if you like running Valdes and hammer scopes and all that kind of stuff, like you will be able to effectively use it at range. So yeah, we're going to jump into a factory run now. I'll give you guys a look at how it performs. And here we are. So the ADS speed's pretty nice. I personally really like the holographic sights. But if you want yourself, you can put a PK-06 on it. You can put a delta point. You can put an RMR on it. It's all personal preference at the end of the day. But you'll find that this HK is definitely a lot nicer than the first one that we ran. As far as the recoil goes, it is very low. Oh, hang on. I think that fixes the bug. Yeah, it does. Sounds a little bit better now. So you can see the thing up close is pretty much just the laser beam. Again, I know I don't need to say it. I know it's pretty much just a given at this point, but my recoil control skill is maxed. But even without that, it doesn't really take away from the fact that the gun is still very good at mid to long range with an optic as well. And not to mention it being an absolute slayer of a gun with M995 in it, even M855A1 as well. The two ammo types I would go with for this gun would be M855A1 and M995. I wouldn't really run anything else. Oh god. Where? I can't see him. Couldn't see that guy. There's one over there too. I don't know where he is. Alright, let's go back over to our spot real quick. I'm so rusty. I haven't played anything today. It's weird. Just jumping straight in without a warm-up or anything. I know it's only scavs, but still. Alright, so again, this gun is pretty much good for all maps. Again, the only thing that changes whether this gun is good for a certain map or not is putting a scope on it. But I'm just going to shoot that door down there as per usual. And as you can see, it has basically zero recoil. So that was just with a sharp initial pull down, and then we had a little bit of left to right movement as well. Or sorry, yeah, it's first pull left and then pull right, I believe, for the recoil pattern. But yeah, if you go prone as well, if you go crouch, well, prone for most guns will make them absolute laser beams anyway. But even with an optic, you can control the spray from that kind of a distance, no problem. You can even go beyond that as well and spray people down pretty easily with like maybe like a 6x or something like that. But yeah, this HK for 120k, in my opinion, is pretty much just as effective as the one that costs 320k or however much it is to mod the level 3 one. You're just missing out on the suppressor. You're missing out on extra ergonomics. You're missing out on extra, like, even more recoil reduction. Maybe for people who have lower recoil control skill, it could be good for you guys to spend a little bit more to get the, like, best in slot HK, just for it to have absolutely no recoil. But yeah, there you go. That is the mid-tier HK for 120k. I think it's very nice. I think y'all should give it a try if you've never used it before. And yeah, we're going to get on to the daddy now. And here we have it, the Worth HK number 3. So we're looking at 37 vertical recoil, 99 horizontal recoil with 75 ergonomics. Then when we put the mag in, it drops down to 63. So yeah, this HK is an absolute animal. This is, in my opinion, I feel like right now, probably the best gun in the game. I feel like the HK outclasses the M4 just because of the fire rate. The recoil difference is just negligible, so it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, I think the HK is probably the best gun in the game. Better than the M4, at least in my experience. And it's actually cheaper to mod as well than a fully meta M4 with a suppressor. I think with the jailbreak combo, the price comes down, but I'm pretty sure like the full meta M4 is still more expensive than the full meta HK. So you guys saw the stats already. We have the Wave QD on there, the best in slot compensator with the adapter on there as well. We have the X400. We've got the CQR grip on there as well. The RK2 is technically better, but the CQR is more ergonomics, but with like a tiny little bit more recoil. So it's a negligible difference. We also have the Ergo PSG-1 pistol grip on there with the HK-1 stock, the 20-inch barrel, Raptor charging handle, all the bells and whistles. We've also got a Bravo on there with a PK-06. And then, of course, we have the M-Bus rears, and the M-Bus front sights are supposed to be on here as well, but it doesn't really matter all that much. It's just an extra point of ergonomics. So yeah, there you have it. Again, you can choose to run it loud if you like. If you want to make it a little bit cheaper, you can also change the optic as well if you want to make it a little bit cheaper. You can swap out the CQR for something else if you want to make it cheaper, but in my opinion, if you're going to run a HK and you're going to be doing like, you know, your geared runs, you might as well just spend the extra bit of cash and make it as, you know, as good as it can be. Increase your odds, as they say. Oh yeah, so let me just get into the price real quick. So altogether, you're looking at about 267k. This price is going to vary up and down. I had to set it to so that I'm buying from anybody on the flea market, not just traders or players. So if you can buy it from players, it's going to be more expensive. If you buy it from the traders, obviously you're going to be able to get a little bit cheaper, but you're looking in the ballpark of probably somewhere between 250k and 280k for all the mods for this. So as I was saying earlier, you got the M-Buses for the extra ergonomics, the Raptor charging handle, the X400, the Wave QD muzzle brake with the suppressor, the HK-1 stock, the HK MRS 14-inch foregrip, that is going to take your CQR grip, and then your Bravo with your PK-06, the Ergo PSG-1, and then you have the 20-inch barrel as well. So yeah, adding up to about 270k, so probably 250 to 280k is what you can expect to pay to fully mod this gun. So yeah, I'm going to take it into a raid. I'm going to give you guys a look at how it performs. And here we are, once again, in the factory. So, yeah. Needless to say, this is arguably one of the best guns in the game. You can pretty much take this thing anywhere. It doesn't really matter what map you bring it to. It will absolutely destroy everything in every situation that it's in, pretty much. Let me just fix this bug. So if you guys didn't know about this, if you get that weird doubled audio bug in offline mode, just drop your contacts and re-equip them, and it fixes it. Oh my god. That man scared me. But yeah. This thing is an absolute laser beam. Something else that I would recommend doing with this gun, just because it has such a high rate of fire, and it has basically no recoil. Let's just say there's a guy down the end of the hallway over there. Before you peek out, I would already be shooting. I do this specifically with the HK, and I do it with the M4 because of the fire rate and the very low amount of recoil. It's worth spamming the extra, like, you know, 15 bullets or whatever to just come out spraying like that. The amount of times I've just gotten a headshot on a guy who just wasn't expecting me to be pre-firing when I come around the corner. It happens quite a lot. But, I mean, the same can be said for any other gun, but it's just so unbelievably easy to do it with the HK and the M4. So, yeah, it has absolutely no trouble taking out raiders, taking out scabs, taking out any kind of scab boss. Name a piece of content in this game that this gun can't do. I will be incredibly surprised. And for the price, funnily enough, you're going to end up spending probably more money on ammo for this gun than anything else. if you're planning on running M995, be prepared to break the bank. M995 currently is about 1,200 rubles a round. It's definitely not cheap. I've been using it a lot recently, but I've been using it in HK-101s. So the lower fire rate kind of helps with the mitigation of just absolutely pissing away money. Like every time you fire one bullet out of this gun, it costs you 1,200 rubles. That adds up real quick. You fire off 100 rounds, it's 120k, just gone. Just like that. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So I probably wouldn't be running 95 rounders with it unless you're supremely rich. So yeah, usual thing. Just gonna spray the door down there. I'm gonna do it with the Bravo just to show you guys. So as you can see, it's just tiny little initial pull down. And there isn't even really any left to right correction on it. It doesn't really matter. Point firing as well. Pretty much 100% accurate to whatever distance you feel comfortable point firing at. But yeah, this gun is just an absolute machine. This thing will kill everything in this game. Absolutely no problem. It'll go through everything like butter. Just because of that extra fire rate. And if you're running M995 in it, it is just an absurdly strong gun that should probably get a nerf. I'm also of the opinion that the M4 should probably get a nerf as well. Maybe nerf some of the attachments, maybe nerf the recoil control skill or something, because not gonna lie, it basically takes no skill to use these guns. It's a point and click adventure game at this point. Like that's all it is. It's a point and click game. It has no recoil, and it's just absurdly easy to just kill absolutely anything with this. So yeah, there you go. If you want to play a point and click adventure game, guys, the Worth HK number 3 is your best bet for that. So yeah, guys, that is going to conclude the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys liked the first 2 HK builds, because I'm sure everybody's seen this build a million times before. I apologize for being like a little bit out of breath. I don't know what's going on, but my chest is kind of killing me a little bit. I'm finishing my medication tonight for that pneumonia that I had, so it's probably just the tail end of that or whatever. So sorry about the old the little bit of shortness of breath or whatever. It should be gone by the time the next video gets uploaded. But guys, if you all enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, hit the yellow subscribe button, send it around to your buddies, share it around in whatever discords you might be in, provided they're not other streamers' discords, just your friends' discords. Don't share it in other streamers' discords. Don't do that. And if you want to come by my stream and see this kind of stuff done live, go to twitch.tv/TweaK. I'd appreciate a follow. We hang out there pretty much every day. We play Tarkov, and recently... Oh my god. Go chill, bro. There he goes. But yeah, we play Tarkov for the majority of the stream, and then towards the end, I recently just got a new VR headset, a Valve Index. So we're going to be doing a lot of VR streams as well. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to drop by my channel. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, lads, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, my dudes.